This is an S-level horror film that you cannot watch alone. Just a few days after its release, it topped the box office championship. Countless horror film enthusiasts directly call out, "I haven't seen such a thrilling horror film in years." It is said that a spectator was seen off on the spot during the film viewing period. The film begins with a woman dressed as a wizard, holding a vibrating magic tool in the hand of a household exorcist. The cabinet door is slowly opening. Just then, something strange has happened. The dagger in his hand thrust uncontrollably into his neck. The wizard died on the spot. And on the other side, because daughter Ina has autism, father followed the advice of a psychologist and moved to a new home. This belongs to the suburbs. Quiet environment, good air, it's a great place to recuperate. Father standing in front of the window, looking out thoughtfully. Suddenly, a crow committed suicide and crashed into the window. Shuxing's father fell to the ground. His memories also returned to the past. One night, after a family of 3 drove home, contrary to the process of coming head-on, the severely injured wife died on the spot. Although my father was lucky enough to regain his life, but also suffered from a serious panic disorder, long-term medication required. Her daughter's autism was also caused by the huge psychological trauma caused by the car accident. Girl Ina is in the room watching a video of her mother's life. At this moment, she suddenly heard a knock on the door from the cabinet behind her. She opened the cabinet door. There's nothing inside. Suddenly, a ghost appeared behind her. Ina instinctively turned her head, scared by the sight in front of me. The father who heard the scream ran straight to Olang, slowly opened the door. Ina seems to have changed a person. She has a smile on her face. Words have also become more frequent. An uneasy father came into the house to check. Run over with Ina. Tightly closed the cabinet door. Seems afraid that some secrets will be discovered. At this moment, the father saw his daughter holding a tattered doll in her arms. Said it was found in the cabinet. Maybe it's the aunt who cleaned earlier. Didn't pay attention, did you? Father didn't think much about it, returning to the room to continue busy with work. It didn't take long. Just hear the sound of percussion and violin coming from upstairs. These noises are making him very unhappy. Rushing up the second floor in anger, the moment he pushed open the door, the sound suddenly stopped. Strangely enough, Ina is already lying in bed asleep. Who spread the news just now? Just about to turn around and leave. Behind me, there was a strange automatic pop of the cabinet door. When I pressed it, he walked slowly past. Checked that the witch ran out of the wardrobe. Father was frightened and immediately woke up. Fortunately, I was just dreaming. But soon he realized something was wrong. His engineering drawing was torn to pieces. The toy given to Ina was completely destroyed. And his favorite violin, I can't see the original appearance anymore. Even Ina, who used to have a mild personality, became extremely manic, yelling at my father. However, none of these anomalies caught my father's attention, because he only sees work in his eyes. After the nurse arrived to the construction site to discuss the project. Not long after arriving, Auntie's phone came in, complaining about Ina, besides shouting and littering, unexpectedly throwing goldfish into milk. Scare her. He can't watch such a naughty child. Even if my father repeatedly keeps me, the other party, still determined to leave. Ina, who is alone at home, becomes even more peculiar. She said to the wardrobe, "I'm going to take me too, okay?" Subsequently, the cabinet door slowly opens. Multiple large hands extended, pulled her into the cabinet. Ina just disappeared out of thin air. The police investigated surveillance within 3 kilometers of my father's house. No trace of the child was found. A month has passed by, still without a clue. So the police and the media began to focus on their father, wearing a type of exorcism. Ina appears as a masterpiece again. During its release, it scared countless viewers to tears. A spectator was even carried out on the spot. Higher energy ahead. Let's start the train now. The police and the media have found multiple bottles of Yao in his father's home to treat mental illnesses. I learned from my neighbor again. The relationship between their father and daughter is not very good. The speculation that the brain hole is actually wide open. Father is the murderer. Father came to Ina's room to see things and think about people. By chance, he saw a painting. It depicts a girl and a wardrobe. Remembering the nightmare I had before, he walked slowly towards the wardrobe. Just as my hands were about to touch the same colored handle, the doorbell rings. It's the staff from the branch who come to inspect the network. He was carrying an instrument to check every corner of the house, until the probe points towards the second floor. The instrument pointer has responded. He charged straight towards Ina's room, stopped in front of the wardrobe, and at this point, the pointer pointed to the maximum point. He took off his glasses, showing a meaningful expression. Original. His true identity is District Magician. He handed his father a folder. It has been missing since 1998. All information about 32 children. They all mysteriously disappear from their homes without exception. When nurses do homework, or while sleeping. The situation is exactly the same as that of Ina. The exorcist showed his father another video taken in 1998. Many parents express that, "I saw the witch before the child disappeared." From this perspective, it seems that his appearance was to warn everyone, the house is not safe. However, no one was aware of her figure. Master Chu paused the image. He said, "The witch in the video is his mother, and the evil ghost in the wardrobe is the mastermind behind all the disappearance cases, so where have those missing children gone? Just like this newspaper in my hand. The front is a living space, the back is a space for dead people. So the missing children were captured by evil spirits, from the living space to the dead space. Once the living children go to that world, memory will gradually disappear. In 49 days, it will become a dark ghost, so there's not much time left for my father. He must rescue Ina, the dispeller, and set up a ghost-catching device in the room within 3 days, then stick the spell on the door and set the barrier. After completion, coming to the living room, rest assured and wait late at night. Father suddenly discovered that the surveillance in the hallway was broken. He went alone to repair it. As a result, I heard my daughter's call coming from the room. He was so eager to save his daughter that he completely forgot the exorcist's advice. He walked straight to the wardrobe. At the moment of opening the cabinet door, the door behind me automatically closes. When the detection in the house lights up, this indicates that ghosts are present. As expected, my father was quickly attacked. Fortunately, the exorcist spoke out in time, but he closed his eyes, not staring at dark ghosts. This is what temporarily saved him from being poisoned. Guide father to escape step by step through earphone exorcists. I'm about to escape. All the surveillance cameras in the room suddenly collapsed. This means that the evil spirits they are looking for will soon appear. In an instant, the evil ghost appeared in front of the exorcist. He recognized it at a glance. The villain across the street is the first missing child, Mingxuan. Suddenly, he had a spell to bless him. Still not an opponent. Fortunately, my father arrived in time. That's when the severely injured exorcist was sent to the hospital. This is 2023. How many movie fans dare not brush the Korean restrictions on disease control? Due to the terrifying visuals, once taken off the shelves, not much to say. Back to the movie. It's about to arrive in 49 days now. Time is too tight. He decided to enter the dead space from the wardrobe. Bring your daughter out. Although this method is risky, but for now it's the only opportunity. The exorcist cannot defeat him. Lay a formation in the room. Give him a helping hand. Father, on the other hand, uses a wardrobe to heal torn gaps in time and space. Entered the dead space. He was the first to meet his wife, who had been transformed by a detective ghost. He questioned his father. Why didn't you take care of your daughter? And then he stabbed out with a sharp weapon in his hand. Fortunately, the exorcist outside promptly blocked his attack with auxiliary spells. After avoiding a disaster, he arrived at the amusement park in front of the outdoor area shrouded in mist. No more, no less. It's the 32 missing children. After he saw his father, the smile on the face instantly transforms, with a gloomy and terrifying expression. They're pressing hard step by step, trying to eat the intruder in front of him. The father rushed towards his daughter in the distance with a single arrow step. The moment he picked him up, caught flying by an oncoming truck, just like the fatal car accident a year ago. And all of this is a mirage of openly contesting evil spirits. Faced with my father's bitter plea, he remained unmoved, inevitably turning Ina into their own kind. At the last moment, the exorcist was still more skilled, transforming a handle of consciousness into Mingxuan's mother, melted the resentment in Mingxuan's heart with true emotions. Looking at the children in front of them, father sensed their memories. They all have one thing in common: being abused, beaten, or subjected to cold violence by parents during one's lifetime. My little body is enduring loneliness and suffering. At this moment, the man finally regrets it. Children never need a lot of stuffed toy, but love and companionship. He picked up his daughter, returned to the world of the living before the countdown ended. The last ragged boy in the movie is talking to himself in front of the wardrobe. If violence never ends, the haunted wardrobe will continue. From the perspective of horror films, the director, representing the distorted parent-child relationship in modern families. For children, what is needed is not just material effort, more about spiritual companionship and care.